See, I'm going to share this out. Hello, everyone who's watching after. It's nice to see you guys again. Hey, J&K, how you doing? So I got a new chair, got this new mic, and a new camera. So it's getting pretty good. What are you up to? I know I was watching you yesterday on live, or rather 2 days ago. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. So, yeah, should be able to tell a little difference in the visual quality and definitely in the audio for sure. Because now it works really well. Before I just had the internal mic of the laptop, which wasn't even comparable. The the camera for the laptop actually died or something like that, or disconnected. I'm not sure, but I decided it wasn't even worth looking into what actually happened because I would require taking apart the laptop and such, and I was like, don't think it's worth it for the cheap internal webcam to risk damaging or having to get someone to fix it. And it was like, yeah, there'd be no point. It'd probably be better to just get a webcam because I was looking into one anyway. How you doing, Fred? So yeah, it should look significantly better and sound significantly better as well. Also, I will be having some videos edited. I just don't know when I'm going to start doing that. I will be on caffeine again at 12:30, so about 28 minutes from now already. So I am going to end the live by that time for sure. This is a little sticker from Ready Outdoors right there. Some point we might see if we're gonna maybe collab or something. We'll see on that. Hey Antoine, how you doing? Zeno is always around. He's awesome. Rory, he's from Caffeine actually. So I've definitely been growing on caffeine. I've actually just about to hit a couple hundred, which is pretty cool. And now that I have some people watching, there's also the Marine Corps birthday today. So it's just kind of a cool thing, you know. Basically, if you were active duty, you might get dressed up in your dress blues, and basically let's just call it a party. It's a celebration, and one of the things is the cake, where the Marines kind of share between the generations, and it's just kind of like a symbol of like the older Marine giving the cake to the younger. Um, and it's pretty cool having everyone like legit dressed up. Like it's like no joke. Like you have to look in good condition for your clothing and all that. Proper posture, you know. It's kind of like it's a fairly formal event. So yeah, 244. Yes, I believe I did put that on the title, right? 244. Yeah. So 1775. So Marine Corps birthday is from right around the time of the Constitution, actually. So this is an interesting thing, and obviously, the one you guys, 90% of you guys probably knew is tomorrow is actually Veterans Day. So that's the other thing that's happening as well. So this is kind of an interesting thing that the Marine Corps birthday and the Veterans Day are pretty much the same day. I mean, it's just literally it's just basically 2 days. So it's pretty cool. And Memorial Day, guy, by the way, guys, is not Veterans Day. That is a common kind of I don't want to call it misinterpretation because it absolutely has to do with veterans, but it's not for veterans who are here. So I just kind of people kind of lump them together. That's Memorial Day is kind of more like memorializing the people who have passed um, in service. So there's a definitive difference between them, both military related but not the same. Memorial Day had kind of a weird history line of how it came about, but that's how most holidays are. They have some kind of unique, interesting way they came about. So, hey, how you doing, Jaime? Yeah, I'm a little bit low, so let's see here. This is the shirt. This is back when he used to be a redhead, so he had dyed his hair red. I think it's still blue now. Oh yeah, even in his profile picture it's blue. So until he hits that, I don't know, was it 300,000 or a million or whatever? He's probably gonna hit a million so fast. He's probably not even gonna realize he hit 300,000. So I don't know if he'll even dye his hair because he won't even realize. He's doing pretty well. Let me go ahead and share this out real quick on some Facebook. A couple people do come over from there, and like I said, right after I am going live at about 12:30, so I'll get off at about a few minutes prior to that, and I kind of do like a cooking show. So right now I'm actually fermenting water kefir and milk kefir. So it's kefir. It's kind of a more, let's call it, traditional way to say it, from Russian, but the origin is from the Caucasus Mountains, so in the Turkish area. So it's kind of like right on the border, on the technical border of Asia and Europe. So it's kind of the that works. Let's see here. I know that if you're technically on that border, I mean your area. It's not like oh, I'm in Europe now. I'm in Asia. It's like it's not how you would think of it, obviously, but just yeah. Never heard of water kefir. Okay, so I guess I could show you guys some. Let me bring it over. I will definitely be having it on the live. I'll be showing it again. I did make it live. So it's pretty simple. Milk kefir is even more simple. I'm not sure about the water kefir, but I know for the milk kefir, technically you're not supposed to use a cloth like this because it's lacto fermented, so lactose, not needing this kind of cloth cover. So I just didn't have the plastic lid for it, so that's why I have that. Some things warn against like any types of metals. I believe it's a kind of a quality concern of some of the things that could be in the metals and all those kinds of things. So that's kind of why they want plastic. So I didn't have that at the moment, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. It just basically says it could ferment a little too fast or something like that. So this basically, they say for the first ferment, you're not going to want to drink that. You're going to drink the next. So unfortunately, you just have to be patient whenever you're fermenting something, even something that ferments really fast like this. Like Jun also ferments pretty fast, but this is just a matter of some days. I've seen some varying time frames, so it's kind of always a thing to be kind of weary of. You have to know like things like your temperature inside your home. So if you have a home that's like 74 degrees versus like 82 degrees, that's actually, that difference is going to make a significant time time frame difference in your fermentation. So this is the water kefir. So it's basically got these like spongy little grains down there. They're a SCOBY, just like you'd have in kombucha. Obviously, it's a different bacteria strain and all that, but it's that same general concept. That's how things work is bacteria and yeast. So happy Veterans Day. That it would be tomorrow for the Veterans Day, but it's very close. Yes, so I won't be on tomorrow. I mean, I will be on caffeine, but not here. So definitely. Jaime has to bald for a million. That'd be interesting. Uh, Never heard of like yeah, your chair is comfy. Yeah. So let me show you this. This is pretty cool. So it doesn't have the rollers or anything like that, but it does have like basically vibration. So this has a heat and the power. So this you don't hear this one. This is the power. Um, so it's low or high. It's basically more of a vibration, but it has rolling, auto kneading, pulsing, tapping. So it's really cool. The one thing I'm concerned is the durability of this chair because people were questioning it, and based on when I was putting it together, I was a little questioning it myself. So, but for the price, you can't find anything that has like massage and is like a legit chair like this that I could see on at least for Amazon. So it's pretty awesome though because like it even though it doesn't have the rollers and stuff, it still feels really amazing. And then like I said, I have this quadcast now, so I don't know if I'm going to use a mic stand because I don't really think it's necessary at the moment. Maybe later on. The mic stands are not at all expensive, but if you do want to get a USB mic, this is the quadcast is the way to go. I mean, it's obviously significantly more than other USB mics. It's like 140, 160, something like that. But it's like the top of the line for the current USB mics. Now, the USB mic is basically, yes, you just plug it into the USB port and there you go, you're off. Whereas the other ones have like an XLR cable mixer and and then you need the condenser, blah, blah, blah. So it's just a lot more. It's kind of like a lot more to learn about. Like you have to learn how to use a mixer and stuff, whereas this is just plug and play. So for right now, I just want plug and play. I don't maybe later on. So I decided just go. All right, if I'm not gonna pay the extra, which the other ones they cost significantly more. You can pay $1,000 for those, whereas like a top end one for USB it's like 150. So um, feeling in a better area. See Jordan and somewhat better. Like that mic. Yeah, it should be really awesome. Um, just for fun, I did like a ASMR like travel story yesterday on caffeine. It's pretty funny. So I was just like, there's this crazy kind of situation where this lady just had this dog that was aggressive, but she didn't have him on a leash. So it was like, why would you bring an aggressive dog out in public without a leash? And this lady was literally like, I don't know, she had some type of mental health issue. And she was like, just kind of like happy that the dog was like barking at people and stuff. And she's like, I was like, and then the dog ended up choosing me the first time I encountered her. Second time, the dog ignored me. I was happy about it. I was like, yes. But I was at two different theaters actually because I love going to theaters in Mexico because it's far more affordable and it's just it's an amazing experience. Like I just love being there and I love 4D because 4D that's one thing you can't do at home. I mean, yes, you can get a whole cool setup and stuff, but generally you can't really imitate 4D at home. It's a specifically programmed chairs and all these kinds of things, sometimes air and stuff, and so that's one thing that kind of is pretty awesome too. I will be going back to Mexico in a month, um, just over a month, maybe like 5 weeks or something like that, 4.5. It's pretty soon. Um, then maybe I'll go to Belize or something just for like a few days on top of that. So it's kind of my winter break maybe plans. So we'll see if that happens. It's not official yet, but so Mexico is looking very likely, very likely. Um, yeah, should be pretty awesome. We're still doing MRAs. At the moment, no. Now I do have some videos I didn't put up with me with rations. So I have like an IMP that I did with actually J&K. I've never posted it yet. I have a Spanish ration and stuff like that. So I'm kind of, let's call it, getting out pretty much of rations, but might do some here and there. Like if I don't know if someone sends them in or whatever, or something like that. I don't know, or some like if I'm collaborating with someone or so you might see them come by. Or I'm also thinking about doing um, some ones from like civilians because I have literally done all well not all of the menus like if you look at the different years but all of the kind of modern menus I've done like almost all of them. So I literally did 1 through 24. So it's just kind of for me it's kind of gotten a little repetitive on those because I would literally have to show some of the same menus again that I've already done or kind of things like that. So with the IMPs, I haven't done a lot, so I've only done two, and I think I've only put up one. So that's one thing I could maybe do some more of. But in general, I'm kind of going to get out of that, and also they're kind of pricey. It's another thing that's another reason because if you buy like a $50 ration or $30 ration or whatever, so whereas if I could get so much more, like if I get certain things like Japanese snacks or something, which I plan to do. Um, I don't know, it's just some of the things, and also it's been kind of hard like competing with a lot of other videos. So that's kind of some of my reasoning. Well, how you doing, James? Happy birthday, USMC. I know it's pretty awesome. Um, see, flexibility works. Diversify. It's more interesting, yeah. Um, keep some hand. I will find myself, yeah. Fading out, especially when getting foreign ones are such a hassle. Yeah. So that's some of the stuff and like some of the technical like questions of like, are you supposed to have the foreign ones of some types of stuff? And I don't really want to bother with all that. I just want to be like, okay, well, done a lot of them, and I'm just kind of gonna transition over, and there's so many people already like in it, and like more people still coming on. I don't know if a lot of people are still coming in now or not, but I haven't been on YouTube as nearly as much as far as like ration stuff, and that's not it's just like I'm not following nearly as many people on YouTube in general now because I was like it's just a lot to follow on, and I'm broadcasting like 36 hours a week on caffeine. Now I'm actually scaling down from that, but I have been 36 hours a week live, and it's just too many people to keep up on. So I'm just kind of scaling down on who I watch and all that. So and then that with school now. So and also I'm kind of picking up my habit a little more of or hobby rather, not habit of cooking. So that also takes a lot of time as well. So I've been fermenting foods, trying them out, trying out new teas, stuff like that. So like I said, you guys will see some like civilian ones for sure. Like that's a guaranteed. So like I was looking at something. I think it was like Augustin Farms. Was it now? It's like this big bin of like food. That's one of the ones I have my eyes on. I want to do more of the like just more civilian market ones. So let's see here. Yeah, so fermented foods, well, one of the kind of main things that goes for selling the idea of milk kefir is that it has supposedly 250 times more probiotics than a cup of yogurt. Now, I don't know what type of cup of yogurt, so that's always the catch, like what yogurt. But either way, it's significantly more. However, they say water kefir doesn't have nearly as much bacteria in it, bacteria yeast, but it's still really good for you. So that why is it brown like that is because it has blackstrap molasses and sugar in it. So that's what I put. Um, so I make my own brown sugar at home because it's literally just sugar and molasses. So I just got a high quality molasses and a good quality and a high quality sugar. Or yeah, pretty good quality sugar, yeah. And I'm like, well, if you look at it in the long run, like molasses, like a jar is like it's like what, like half a teaspoon per cup or something like that, half tablespoon rather, something like that. And so, and it depends if you want light, medium, dark. And that's another thing is like you can choose how strong you want your brown sugar to be because some things want light brown sugar, others want dark. So why bother getting one that's already light brown sugar? Because what am I supposed to do now? You could add more sugar to kind of like lighten up a dark sugar, I suppose. But what if you need dark sugar, dark brown sugar, and you only have a light? So it's like it just makes more sense to me. Just get the molasses, and also it's significantly cheaper over the long run. Immunology reports that flora are essential. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. The you need the flora in your gut to survive. It's kind of like a symbiosis, you know, is that you need certain bacteria and certain bacteria need you. So it helps break down foods and all kinds of things. A lot of processes are debated, so that's the other thing. Where it's kind of hard to say probiotics do this or that because there are claims and there are even like research studies, but sometimes those studies only have like one or two things backing it up, or um, they are done in rats or something like that. So it's just kind of hard to know because that's the one thing. No, I'm not a scientist or anything like that. I'm not trying to claim that, but just from what I know, what I've seen, um, I like to read research papers and stuff for fun. It interests me a lot. Um, some of the things I've seen is that oftentimes when you use rats, you don't get the same results as you do in humans. So things like safrole, I believe, yeah. So safrole is kind of like debated. How harmful is that to a human? How harmful is it to another species because it's not going to be the same, um, or might be the same but at different amounts. Like just because it might not be per pound, might not be a direct conversion, those kinds of things. So okay, so salt with cheese. So that's another thing I'm going to start making is cheese as well. I think so. It's what's it called? Rennet? Yes, rennet. So there's vegetable rennet and animal rennet. I'm going to use animal rennet to ferment some cheese. And the first one I'm going to use, it's not actually mozzarella because mozzarella is done with a specific type of milk. Um, so I'm just going to be using whole milk. They still call it mozzarella cheese. It's just, or they call it like buffalo um, or something like that. And it's different, depends on a little bit differentiating in names, but it's at the end of the day, it's very similar cheese. So I'm going to do that with whole milk. So that's why I decided I'm going to start getting whole half gallons because it's just me here. So um, So that's why I'm kind of switching to half gallons and stuff, so I can kind of do more projects and keep it fresh as possible. Because yes, even when things are fermenting, you still want fresh milk. You're not trying to use the old milk up to make fermented cheese. It's not. It's a thing that you might. It like kind of makes sense in the head, but might not apply. Type deal. So if they only had a bacilli, would rebuild joint structure. If they had a bacilli is plural, is it not? Bacterium that would rebuild joint structure. So that's another thing I am making right now is Bacilli bulgaricus. So that's Bulgarian yogurt that I'm making right now. I actually have some at this moment. So I have a yogurt maker, and that's another thing. Like again, I've been doing the actual cooking streams live on caffeine, not here. So that's why you guys haven't been seeing a lot of this. So, but like I said, you guys will start to see some uploads. Like I made root beer at home and stuff like that. So that's one thing I'm kind of switching into is fermenting. Now it's not going to be like I'm just fermenting things like cheese and like root beer and stuff, not anything else. Maybe like kimchi and stuff, not like any types of like wine or anything like that. Is what I'm trying to get at. Not doing like that kind of stuff per se, but yeah. So like tea, I've been fermenting kombucha and jun, and I actually prefer jun over kombucha from my experience. Even though kombucha is like kind of the popular thing trending right now, I found jun to be better for me. So part of the reason why I haven't bothered to go and buy another kombucha SCOBY because I already prefer the jun, and I have a bunch right now. I have literally 3 containers of it just kind of sitting on the counter. It ferments faster. It's with green tea, which I prefer green tea over black tea, and it's with honey instead of sugar. So I kind of like that more. Now I will be getting off, guys, and if there's any last questions or anything like that, definitely ask them. And I know not many people really go over to the caffeine right after the YouTube, but if you want to, you're more than welcome. Um, so it'd be awesome to see some of you guys over. Some of you guys do come once in a while, and that's really awesome. I know Zeno's like always around quite frequently. Um, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for the thumbs up, for all the support and time you guys been watching me. And I will be having some uploads finally. I just don't know, is it going to be now or not, or maybe like early December? We'll see. So it is coming though. Don't worry, it will be coming. Um, so because I don't want to let this channel, go down too much because I've been like pretty much like stable as can be. Like my, I've just been very extremely consistent. And now if I didn't do these Sunday lives, I'd probably be having some serious trouble with regaining my audience. Hopefully, it'll be all right after a few videos get uploaded. So. I don't expect the first couple to do well, but they will actually be having improved quality. So they'll be better than the ones before as far as the quality aspect. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.